We're dragon riding bareback and letting Deathwing know who's really boss. Free deep tissue massage included as we show you how to give this guy a back rub he'll never forget. Though Deathwing is the final boss in Dragon Soul, the encounter with him has been split into two parts. Spine of Deathwing is part 1. This is a one-phase execution burn fight that is based around defeating multiple types of adds in order to peel Deathwing's armor plating from his back. Throughout the encounter, the raid will need to kill corruption tentacles, corrupted blood, hideous amalgamations, and burning tendons. You'll want to bring 1 to 2 tanks, 6 to 7 healers, and a balanced DPS makeup. We'll remind you that this video and strategy guide were created during the PTR testing, and if the fight changes significantly when it goes live, we will create a new guide to reflect this. Thank you. Deathwing himself only has one spell throughout the fight. This is his barrel roll. If all players stack on one side of the boss, he will roll to that side, tossing off anything not attached to his body. The first adds your raid will encounter are the corruption tentacles, and these have 2 primary attacks. Searing Plasma is a debuff placed on random players that will tick for mild damage and absorb a very high amount of healing. If you are unfamiliar with this type of mechanic, it means the player will be unable to receive heals until the debuff has fallen, and the debuff will not fall until the player has received the necessary amount of healing. These heals will be ineffective and show up as absorbed, but it is needed to remove the debuff. Corruption Tentacles will also occasionally use Fiery Grip. This grabs and stuns random players for up to 30 seconds. While stunned, the players will take high fire damage every few seconds. Attacking the tentacle and doing high damage to it will break this stun. Players who are stunned in this way cannot be thrown off of Deathwing's back. Defeating a corruption tentacle will leave behind a hole in Deathwing's back. Walking into the hole will cause players to be gripped by grasping tendrils. These tick for mild fire damage, slow their victim by 50%, and prevent players from being thrown off of Deathwing's back. Players can move away from the area to be free. In addition, corrupted bloods and hideous amalgamations will emerge from these holes. Corrupted bloods will melee for mild damage and use their burst spell to deal moderate damage to all players upon being destroyed. After defeating a corrupted blood, it will leave behind an indestructible residue that makes its way toward a nearby hole in Deathwing's back. Upon reaching the hole, the corrupted blood will respawn. Hideous amalgamations can use absorbed blood on this residue to increase their damage and attack speed by 10%. This stacks up to 9 times, at which point the amalgamation gains a superheated nucleus. This causes the ad to pulse for mild fire damage to all players. When a superheated amalgamation is destroyed, it sets off a nuclear blast, dealing extremely high fire damage to all nearby players and prying up one of Deathwing's armor plates if close enough. Once an armor plate has been lifted, it will expose a burning tendon. This ad attempts to pull the armor plate shut with its sealed armor breach. Destroying the burning tendon will cause the armor plate to fly off and provide access to the next plate. Once all 3 plates have been removed, the fight is over. Let's look at how you'll accomplish this. You'll start the fight by parachuting onto Deathwing's back Delta Force style in the middle of 4 corruption tentacles. Your raid will want to immediately kill 3 and leave 1 alive. Quickly make a call or determine before the pull which one to leave up so DPS can begin right away. The tentacles have no aggro, so DPS can go all out. Corruption tentacles will apply the Searing Plasma debuff to random players, and healers will need to focus strong heals on these players to remove the absorption effect. Make sure that players try to remain toward the middle of Deathwing's back during all times when not performing a roll. Favoring one side too much may cause Deathwing to roll prematurely and wipe the raid. Once 3 tentacles have been killed, the raid will want to quickly roll to allow the amalgamation ads to fall off. Choose a side to roll to and have all players stack in one of the available holes. It can be a good idea to use a raid cooldown here, as all players will be taking fire damage and many may not be able to be healed. Once Deathwing has rolled and the amalgamations have been thrown off, return to the center of his back and kill the last corruption tentacle. This will spawn another amalgamation ad and the raid will begin to DPS it down. At this point, the raid should have 1 hideous amalgamation, 3 or 4 corrupted blood ads, and a new corruption tentacle should spawn. 1 tank will pick up the amalgamation and tank it close to the armor plate while the other grabs all of the corrupted bloods. The goal now is to DPS the amalgamation until it is very low, but don't kill it yet. First, you must stack absorbed blood to 9 and allow the ad to become superheated. This is done by killing corrupted bloods near the amalgamation. Again, it is important not to kill the amalgamation too soon, so get it low, then focus only on corrupted blood. Each time you kill a corrupted blood, it will do 3 things. Moderate damage to everybody in the raid, stack the buff on the amalgamation ad, and respawn soon after. While this is going on, the new corruption tentacle will occasionally grab random players with its fiery grip. This isn't too big of a deal, just make sure to have ranged DPS switch to it when this happens. The goal isn't to kill the tentacle, just damage it enough to make it stop channeling fiery grip. Once this stun is broken, return to killing corrupted bloods. After enough bloods have been defeated, the amalgamation will become superheated and begin pulsing for fire damage. This is the raid's cue to kill it. If you made sure to get the ad low first, your raid should be able to swap to it and finish it off very quickly. Before it dies, it will cast Nuclear Blast. As this happens, all players must move away from the ad or risk being blown up. The Nuclear Blast will pry open one of Deathwing's armor plates, and the raid goes into burn mode. The burning tendon underneath the armor plate will be exposed and begins to cast Seal Armor Breach. If it is not defeated before the cast ends, the armor plate will be pulled shut and the entire cycle must be repeated. The raid will have around 25 seconds to defeat the burning tendon and sever the armor plate. After the plate has been removed, the raid will gain access to 2 more corruption tentacles and another armor plate. Repeat the process just like the start of the fight. Kill off 2 of the now 3 total tentacles. Roll to remove the excess amalgamations and then kill off the last tentacle. Tank the new amalgamation near the plate, stack its buff until it is superheated, and kill it to expose the next tendon. Remember to use raid cooldowns for rolls, and if you have extras, feel free to drop them when appropriate. Preventing damage can be extremely beneficial to this fight, since players can often be immune to heals. DPS should save their cooldowns for the tendon burn phase, and the off-tank may want to brush up on their kiting skills for the end of the fight. There will be a lot of corrupted blood ads alive at the end, and it may become difficult to keep the off-tank alive. This fight is very rhythmic in nature, and you may notice the fluid cycle it goes through rather quickly. Because of the way the mechanics and ads work, this is a good fight to attack with the old school assist DPS method. Assign one of your smartest DPS players as the main assist, and all other players must attack whatever he or she is attacking. Come on kids, Blackwing Lair wasn't that long ago. If you found this guide helpful or informative, remember to bookmark us at LearntoRaid.com, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitch TV and Twitter. As always, we hope this guide was helpful, and we'll see you at the next boss.
Feeling so good. I just didn't feel like playing anymore. So I went home and I got all comfy and cozy and all scrunched up in front of my phonograph.